What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA main slate video using FanDuel salaries as always. Coming off of a pretty strong night last night on opening night, but this is really our first slate of the season as it's more than 2 games. We've got 12 games tonight, so plenty of stuff to look at. It's a great looking slate. Few questionable guys I'll talk about. Hopefully the picks in yesterday's video helped you out, or if you took my lineups, hopefully you made some money. Give this video a like. I do appreciate it. Plenty of good value spots. As usual, I'm going to talk about each position a little bit, and we'll make this as quick as possible. So for point guard, I like spending up with Cade Cunningham at 10,100. Great spot against the Bulls. We have a handful of guys who are more Embiid against the Celtics. That's a tough pill to swallow, in my opinion, with how Embiid's been lately. Not a good spot for him. Anthony Davis and Wembanyama might be, just as a fan, the premier matchup tonight to watch. Not only do we have Wembanyama and Davis going at it, but we have the debut of Cooper Flagg. So that Spurs and Mavericks game is one of the more intriguing games on this slate tonight just to watch. I don't know if I love spending up, though. We have Wembanyama projected for 55 fantasy points. He needs almost 60 at that price. We all know what his upside is just because of the, sheer talent of being able to block the basketball. Same with Anthony Davis, $1,000 cheaper. I don't mind these guys as spend-ups. I think Cade Cunningham's a better value against the Bulls. I even think Giannis is a better play. He's projected for 60 fantasy points, so if you wanted to go all the way up there, I think Giannis is the best option against the Wizards. Awesome matchup for him. But for point guard, I do like spending up on Cade. I'm not going to have too many spend-ups in this video, but I do like Cade projected for right around 50 fantasy points, which is what he needs to hit value. If we go on the Vegas odds for team totals, we have the Hawks and the Grizzlies tied at number 1. That Grizzlies and Pelicans game has a huge over-under, as well as the Hawks and Raptors. We got the Bucks in there at number 3, tied with the Pistons, both projected for 119.5 points tonight. So just kind of segueing that into the Cade Cunningham pick. We have Jaden Ivory hurt yet again. So obviously Cade Cunningham, this is his offense, and the matchup is premier against the Bulls, who, give up a ton of points year in and year out. So I do like Cade as a spend up at point guard tonight. I think he could easily get 50 plus fantasy points. Before I go any further, I meant to talk about the questionable guys. We have a few big names questionable. I do expect them all to play because it is opening night, and they aren't serious injuries. It might be more precautionary, but we have Anthony Edwards questionable in that late game against the Blazers. We're not going to really be able to do anything with that other than late swap if you really want to. Then we got Jaylen Brown at 7:30 Eastern questionable. Again, I think he ends up playing despite participating in practice the last 2 days. He may not take the floor. The fact that he was in practice, though, probably a better chance of playing than not. But we'll have to wait on that news. And then the other one is Karl Anthony Towns is questionable with his quad. So, he's been downgraded to doubtful. Wow. This came basically a couple minutes ago. That's a big deal. I did not know that. Honestly, shocking. Must be a serious injury. So it looks like Karl Anthony Towns is not going to play tonight, which means we might have to get into some Yabusele if he's starting against the Cavs, although it's an awful matchup. But we'll have to see what we end up doing with that. So Towns looks like he's not going to play. We got Jaylen Brown and Anthony Edwards questionable as the studs. Shooting guard, we're going to go all the way down. Very chalky play tonight. Quentin Grimes, 4,500, should be starting. No Paul George tonight. Not the best matchup against the Celtics, but at that price, it doesn't really matter. Just needs, barely over 20 fantasy points to hit value. So, this is one of the better plays. He can play shooting guard and small forward on FanDuel. So really, really nice, cheap option here. For shooting guard. I meant to tell you guys I'm doing a free Guru credit code in this video. I'll give you that in just a second. On Twitter, I got a free dub club for a week, so hit that link in my X post and you can get that. I put all non-main slates on there, like after hours, some bets, some prop bets. So get involved in that, and I still have my Guru credit bonus going until the end of today, 50% bonus. But let's go to my website, FD-GURU.com. This is where you get all your main slate lineups, FanDuel, DraftKings. Again, we had a pretty good night last night. Go to my shop page. This is where we're going to put in the code. And today's code, let's not do this again. It does this every once in a while. It's so bizarre. I hate when it does that. So go to the shop page where you buy all your usual credits. The credits are spent on lineups throughout my website. This coupon bar here, type in the date, all caps, AUK22 MBA, all caps, and then 25 for the year. And then you hit apply coupon, and you'll get 10 Guru credits added to your balance. Again, just like this video, I do appreciate that. Small forward, we're going to go cheaper here. We're going to go to the debut. I think he's too cheap. We're going to Cooper Flagg. Good matchup against the Spurs. Anthony Davis is going to have Wembanyama to deal with. I think Cooper Flagg could take advantage of a lot of secondary options here tonight. And obviously, we have Kyrie Irving hurt to start the year. So Cooper Flagg is going to step right into a number 2 role behind Anthony Davis. Love him tonight at 6K. Needs just 30 fantasy points to hit value. In this spot, I think he should be 7K, if not a little bit more. He's got some good upside tonight. We all know what his potential is. It's going to be fun to put some Cooper Flagg on our lineups tonight. Then power forward, I think we spend up here again. Second spend up of the video. Zion Williamson at 9,300. Let's go back to the team projections. We have the Grizzlies projected for 121. We got the Pelicans projected for 116. So they find themselves in the top, 8 or so teams tonight. I kind of disagree with this here. The over-under is pretty big in this Pelicans and Grizzlies game. I think that, this game could see a lot of points, obviously. Zion at 9,300. We have not much going on here. CJ McCollum is out of town. He's got a lot of secondary good pieces that can help him out, like Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. But he's the star in this lineup. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be the guy. Good matchup here. He does have to deal with Jaren Jackson, but with the pace that this game's going to see, he could end up doing a lot of damage. I think he should be over 10K tonight, projected for 46, 47 fantasy points. I really like Zion in this spot against the Grizzlies tonight. And then we're going to go really cheap at center. We'll end up seeing what I end up doing in my lineups tonight, but this is definitely an option. Drew Eubanks, either him or Dario Saric is going to draw the start tonight in Phoenix. Domantas Sabonis is hurt for, a week or two or whatever they want to say. Eubanks has shown in the past, with the Blazers, with the Rockets, with the Suns. I could be wrong with the Rockets, but I specifically remember him on the Blazers. When he stepped into starting roles, he did really well around 4K. He only needs 20 fantasy points. I do expect him to draw the start over Dario Saric because Saric hasn't been really much of anything over the past couple of years. Eubanks, 3,900 projected for just over 20 fantasy points. Looks like a really good punt option at center tonight. By no means like a must play, but if you wanted to go cheap, I thought I would mention him for center. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get after this main slate tonight and crush it. I'll have the after hour slate on my dub club later. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.